If you happen to travel by Harare Blawe Road, if you arrive in Chegutu, just after Chegutu, I think you'll see these planes. These planes were supposed to be a vibrant restaurant, and unfortunately, the restaurant, the business never took off. But today, I'm just going to give you a brief history about these planes. This plane is the Vickers Viscount CN436 series. This Vickers Viscount CN436 series was the last Viscount aircraft to be built at the Vickers Armstrong Hahn Bournemouth factory plant in South London. It was initially built for Trans-Australian Airlines, but the order did not go as expected and they sold it to the Iranian government in January 1961. The Iranian government purchased the craft for VIP use by the Shah of Persia, registered as EPMRS. It was leased to Iranian National Airlines in March 1963 and later sold to Royal Australian Air Force on September 29, 1964, registered as A6436. August 1969, it was advertised for sale, then sold to the Auda Corporation in December 1969. It entered into the United States Aircraft Register as N40NB. However, the craft was not delivered but sold to Jasper Investments, Sydney, Australia. It entered the Australian Aircraft Register as VHEQQ on September 9, 1970 and was later sold to Gates Aviation Turbine Propeller Sales on September 25, 1970. The Sultan of Oman Air Force then purchased the craft in June 1971. In February 1978, it was observed at East Midlands and stored at Manchester Ringway after retirement from Oman Air Force, but later sold to Royal Swiss National Airways in July 1978, registered as 3DACN. March 19, 1979, it was sold to Airbridge Carriers in London, registered as GBGLC, and later leased to Dan Air London on April 1, 1979, but retained on 3 October 1980 after the lease ended. Air Zimbabwe brought the craft on November 2, 1980, registered it as VPWGB, and later re-registered it to ZWGB in October 1983. Eventually, it was withdrawn from services and placed in storage at Harare International Airport in November 1990 and declared derelict in June 1996. This other plane is the Vickers Viscount CN V838 series. This V838 series Viscount was built for Ghana Airways, first flying on 5 November 1961 at Hahn Airport, England. From November 1961 to April 1975, the plane was owned by Ghana Airways. In 1973, it was withdrawn from service and stored at Accra Airport, Ghana. On 1 April 1975, Field Aircraft Services in London purchased the craft before dry leased to British Midland Airways on 10 May 1976, but the deal was not completed. The aircraft was subleased to British Airways using BMA flight crews and eventually returned to Field Aircraft Services on 24 January 1977. February 1979, it was purchased by Airbridge Carriers from Field Aircraft Services and leased to Dan Air London a month later. On May 1981, Air Zimbabwe brought the aircraft and initiated a heavy maintenance to it at Harare International Airport in order to standardize the cockpit layout, as the two ex-ABC aircraft were unpopular with the Air Zimbabwe crew. In October 1983, it was registered as ZWGC. In December 1990, the plane was withdrawn from service and stored at Harare International Airport and offered for sale, but there were no buyers. In June 1996, it was noted as in derelict condition. In March 1997, both the Vickers Viscount V838 and 436 were dismantled and moved to Chegutu, 102 kilometers southwest of Harare, for use as a bar and restaurant popularly known as the flying pot. They were painted in red and white with a Coca-Cola bottle on the tail, a beer logo on the nose and fuselage. These planes were brought into Chegutu by Mr. Pugari, born Edward Nyanyewa, a business tycoon in Zimbabwe. His plans were to have a restaurant and to have a vibrant recreational park in the city. It is reported that this whole dream was blocked by local business people who were part of the Chegutu Council, who saw him as a threat to their businesses. Chegutu politics caught up with him and he abandoned the restaurant vision and concentrated on land buying and development. Eventually he passed away on February 10, 2019, and we were left with these rust plains. Who knows what will happen to these plains in the next few years? Maybe one will revive the dream, or they will continue to deteriorate as they come from this to this. Anyway, if you pass by Chegutu, please make an effort to stop by and have a look at these iconic plains. Just a little disclaimer, some of the pictures that are used in this video, I got them from internet and I don't have rights to them.